Hello, welcome to Coach's Corner. Today I am Iman Abraham, your host, and I am here with Jalen Lewis, the rugby captain. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
So how are you today?
I'm doing good. It's pretty good today. Pretty
Good.
chill. Fridays are easy.
Yes, Fridays are easy, especially with everything going on. It's almost time for the weekend.
Right.
Well, thank you for coming. So let's talk about rugby. So how did you get into it?
So I was a football player. I wasn't playing football up here at PV. And I had a friend, his name is Seth. He was on the rugby team. I didn't really know what it was. But I needed something to do, so I was like, just asking if I could join, and I just like hopped on the team. So yeah.
That's cool. And so how long have you been playing then?
I think that's just like a year, over a year.
A year?
Now, 'cause I
Okay.
joined last year.
Okay, and then you think it was pretty easy, like getting into it and take.
It took a little bit, but like I asked a lot of questions, so it wasn't hard to figure things out. And then just watching stuff like on YouTube, just watching the game.
Cool. And then what were some of the similarities, do you think, with football to rugby?
I guess like tackling, like things like that, being physical, obviously. And then on the offensive side of things, they have like kickoffs and like kick returns, and then just like running the ball. Like the way you pass in rugby is like there's like a play in football is close to it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And since coming to college and playing, have you considered anything else outside of, or are you doing anything outside of rugby right now?
Sometimes I do stuff with the Haas, the modeling
Okay.
organization, and then outside of that, not much. Besides like fun stuff like gaming.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. So you like to, do extracurricular activities on campus besides rugby.
Right.
And what is your major? What are you studying here?
I'm studying electrical engineering.
Okay, and do you like it so far? Is it hard?
I mean, it's cool. It can be challenging, but for the most part, I think I'm doing good.
That's good, because man, I'm a mass communicator. It's like, is it a lot of math or?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
good amount of math, so you really need like the math classes. Like really, you need a math class every year, so you don't like
Yeah.
get like lazy or forget stuff.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't think I could do that. I'm very much into writing, reading.
Yeah.
But that's cool. And then so for rugby, what is it that you guys do during season?
Practice and games really, and then recruit. We try to recruit like right now would be like a recruiting time because this is like a slower part of the season where teams do like sevens. It's just like rugby for like the more athletic people, I guess. So it's a lot more speed, faster pace for sure. And so you try to recruit people like during this time and then like the summer to bring them into the season so they already have an idea of what's going on.
So how often? So what is your guys' seasons? Like when's it start and end?
It really is like it doesn't really start or end
Okay.
because and usually the fall is more so like 15s, like that's the main part where it's like 15 on 15. And then as you pass like spring break, you get around to like the sevens part that I was mentioning, and then that's like from springish to somewhere at the end of summer it ends there. So it doesn't really end.
Oh,
It
wow.
kind of depends. Like if you could play 15s and sevens, then you're gonna be playing like year round. But if you can't really play sevens, then you'll probably just be training, maybe doing whatever you can in like seventh season.
Oh wow, so it's just year round. You're always
So
going.
there's always some work to do.
But that's fun. At least it just gets you more practice because like you said, it's been a year since you've played.
Yeah, just a little over a year.
So like you're just keep on going. There's no breaks,
Right.
time off. You just get to practice and get to know the game as much as possible then.
hmm
And what do you think has been the hardest thing to learn in rugby?
I would just say the rules in general because like I don't know if they really play the games on TV often, like other than like the Olympics and stuff like that. So like you got to do a bunch of like extra searching yourself to really look at games on YouTube or like the rugby networks to watch the games for yourself and understand it from that perspective.
And then for the rules and stuff, if you violate a rule, do you get kicked out? Like, is it?
So with rugby, it's really kind of like soccer. That's like how I can explain it with like the rules. So like if you do something you're not supposed to, it's usually like the other team can get an advantage. And if like they lose the ball during that advantage or something like that, then they get the penalty and like the play will stop and they could there's like a lot of things that can happen from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then at certain points, you can get a card for certain penalties or after repeating certain penalties. And so for like a yellow card, you have to sit out a certain amount of time. And so your team is just down like a player. And then if it's a red card, you're just gone and your team is down a player and like that whole game.
Oh, wow. So there's no, like, bring in somebody else, like basketball.
Yeah,
so if somebody gets kicked out, you can put somebody else in.
Right.
There's none of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is challenging, but that's cool. And do you think your experience with the PV rugby team has it been enjoyable?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's a lot of cool people.
Yeah, so you've made, like, relationship, like, your team dynamic, the chemistry, do you think it's well or good?
Yeah, it's getting up there. We just got to recruit more people. Not a lot of people know about rugby, so sometimes the numbers aren't as much as we like and stuff like that. But yeah, everything's cool, like the family, like friend vibe, all that.
Okay. And then, like, how do you guys recruit?
I guess I'm the recruiter, but I just like go up to people and ask them if they like sports. And I talk to them about rugby. That's really the only way, because a flyer is kind of pointless for rugby because not a lot of people know about it. And it's easier if you talk to people to get them to at least come out to a practice to see if they'll like it.
Like, give it a chance.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people don't want to do something that they're not familiar with. Because I understand that with golf, people are like, oh, why would I? What is that? So I definitely understand that point aspect of, it's just not a popular, I don't know what it is. It's just not popular, I feel like, in America. But it's an international sport, right?
Yeah, it's getting up there. Just take a little bit of time, but yeah.
Yeah. But considering recruiting and everything, how many players do you guys like to have genuinely on the team?
So like a normal team, like whether it's like 15s or not, you kind of want to have like around like 30, because like people go down or like people like decide to quit or whatever. You have like a good amount of subs, and then you have like a team to like kind of like play against or scrimmage against in practice and things like that. And just having like an A and B side just helps like things out when you're trying to set up drills in practice and in-game situations, or just have people that are able to play when there's injuries and stuff like that.
And then do injuries happen often with rugby?
I mean, it just depends. Like sometimes they can kind of happen, but it's actually like safer than football, like the way the tackles are, because the way the refs call it, anything like above like this area is like too high, and so most of the time you usually get carded. You don't even really get a warning, and then like if you like charge in with your shoulder and you don't wrap, it's usually like an automatic card. So they keep it like pretty safe.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes the injuries just like nagging injuries or something that's like building up just from like the physical play and all that.
Oh wow. Okay, but at least it's safe. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
I know
for the most part.
you guys don't wear any gear, like any pads or anything.
There's things you can wear though. Like for me, I wear a scrum cap, so it's like the same type of thing that people wear in like 7-on-7. If you've seen that, like the little black helmet thingies, whatever color they have on. I really just wear it just cause my hair. Cause like if I don't put like a hair tie on, well, if I put a hair tie on, it sometimes it comes off, and just like having my hair on my face is annoying. So
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine playing with hair in my face. No, gotta be able to see it at all times.
Right.
And then it's outdoors, right? So you guys normally have, because I remember talking to one of your teammates.
Yeah.
It's normally outside, and you guys don't have a field on campus, so you guys travel a lot.
Pretty much, yeah. We've used the like the alumni field like over behind the softball stadium like a few times. Like we had a game in February over here like against St. Edwards. That was like our first home game in forever. But yeah, we could practice there, but games we can't really have here most of the time because it's not like an actual field. So we usually have to travel, but it's not too bad. Like I think the farthest team is maybe Corpus Christi, maybe, A&M or whatever they call it.
But normally inside Texas.
Yeah.
And then do you guys drive yourselves too? So like, what's like how's a typical travel day before you go?
Typical travel day, we already know like who's driving, or like we figure it out, and we just drive to where we're going, and that's usually how it is. We just figure out who's going. Anybody that's not going, if they want to watch, like they'll most of the time they might ride with somebody if there's room, like the players that are going to the game, and then like the watchers or whatever.
Okay. And then what do you have, like a game time routine, something that gets you ready to play?
Yeah, so we try to give ourselves like around like 2 hours like before the game, just in case like anybody's running late or need like some snacks or something before the game. Any like I guess random stuff that happens, just give that time. And then about like an hour, we do like stretching because you want to be like tired for the game and all that, and just want to hit on stuff so everybody knows what to focus on in their assignments, and so like they're loose and the muscles aren't tight and all that.
Yeah, just kind of warm up.
Yeah, you get them focused a little early, so it's not like trying to get their focus a little too late before the game is about to start.
Right. And then do you feel like rugby is a mental game? Do you feel like, or is it just straight instinct? Like,
I would say both, but probably more so mental, because like physical, it's like since it's like less pads and a lot more rules and stuff, you can't like really be afraid to tackle. Like, even though you have like support on defense and offense, it can feel like kind of like personal, like who wants it more, just looking at the person in front of you.
yeah, so it's just getting the whole team's mindset on
Yeah,
winning.
because if you I guess if you have a bad mindset, like when I was talking about soccer, like it's like soccer, it doesn't really stop. Like once a tackle happens, like the play is gonna keep going unless like they score, or even then, like after they score, you have like a certain amount of time where you gotta do the try after attempt or whatever, and then you gotta kick the ball off and be ready to go. So you just gotta have like a next play mentality, stuff like that.
Just keep going. You can't stop or whine and complain about a lost goal, point score, whatever. You have to just keep going. I think that's important too with most athletes. I feel like in most sports, most of the great players, they don't look at adversity and just stop. They keep going. They don't know excuses. Is there anything, like any quotes that you like to live by that keeps you going? I mean, I know most athletes kind of have a little.
Quotes, I don't really think of quotes. I don't think of quotes. I look up to like Kobe though, but like his mindset. But other than that, I don't really look at like quotes or say anything. I just tell them like take care of business. Really, that's what I stick to.
Yeah, that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then, is there any rugby players that you like to look up to or see?
Yeah, I would say there's a few. I forgot their names though, because I gotta watch some more rugby. Sometimes I'm lazy. But this dude who's real fast on the USA team. It was like Perry something, but yeah, he cold.
Oh, nice.
There's other people, but yeah.
That's good though. At least you enjoy like playing, and I feel like that's the most important part.
Yeah,
like,
that's real cool.
You gotta enjoy it, and at least you know that it's not just physically, but it's also a mental game too. When you're playing, you gotta be in the right spot and be ready to compete at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And for all of like your teammates and stuff, being like in that leadership role, when one of your teammates is down, is there anything that you like to do to kind of lift the team up?
Yeah, I just like tell them like lift their heads up and stuff. You really gotta just like take them to the side and just like tell them like it's cool, and make sure that you let them know that there's time. Like it happens, whatever. Like good plays, bad plays, it happens to everybody. They just gotta like move on. Like it's cool, and they can shake back from it. They just gotta tap back in and not let it get to them. And
then like after a loss or after a bad game, what do you like to do, or is there any prep that you guys work on?
So we just go over the film if we have it, and we go ahead and just tell them, because a lot of the times, like from the losses we've had, it was just like self-inflicted stuff, especially like the way I look at it. Like the other team, like they'll be good, but they don't do anything crazy to like win. It's just like us like, losing track of our assignments and doing like small stuff.
Yeah. Normally that's how it is.
Yeah, so just look at film, focus on the things that we messed up on, like in practice, like those first couple days, then work on some other stuff that we need to work on, and look at film and stuff, walk through a day before the game, and be ready to go for the next one.
Okay, that's good. And since we are on Coach's Corner, what kind of coach would you guys like to have moving forward? Because there's not like an official coach for you guys' team.
We'd just like to have a coach that can come out, they can come out consistently and be there, like for the men's team and the women's team, because there's like two sides. Even though right now the women don't have numbers, you're trying to get both numbers up, but the women trying to get their numbers up for real. But we really just want a coach that's like gonna push us to do our best. long as they doing the right things, they're not too crazy, and they just inspiring us to be better and do better. It doesn't really matter to me. Like, I'm cool with like a tough coach. I want somebody that's like okay with losing, because I like to win. I'm real competitive, so.
Yeah, you want someone that's going to push you, motivate you, bring home some championships, not be like, okay, good job, guys. Good game, even though you lose. I understand that. So, like, with that, having no coach, how has it been with your guys' team? Because, I mean, you guys are doing it on your own, basically.
Yeah, it can be kind of challenging, because, like, it's kind of hard getting other people, like, the same age as you, if not, like, older or whatever, to look up to you and be like a coach. Or whatever, but I mean, you just gotta like step up, because like there's leaders on the team, like on like all sports teams, that have like that sort of like coach role as well that people look up to. So you just really gotta be on your P's and Q's and do what you have to get the team to like listen up and use what you have, really.
Yeah, I always feel like the best way is just lead by example. Eventually they'll figure it out. But speaking of that, besides having a coach, is there anything that you feel like the rugby team could benefit from?
Yeah, we gotta get some more funding.
More funding.
Nah, but that would help too. And just like I always look at stuff other rugby like teams have. Like I connect with pretty much all the teams like we play. We just see like the differences, see if there's anything I could do to like help improve, or just look at what we don't have to see if I could talk to somebody to get us that. Cause I've talked to people like from Howard, like their president, and just like other HBCUs and like PWIs, just seeing what they have, getting ideas from them that I could go up to like somebody here that would have the power to change that and just bring that type of direction to like PV.
Yeah, and then because you guys travel, do you guys travel on your own? So
yeah,
like,
most of the time it's on our own.
Would be nice.
Yeah, gas is kind of crazy right now.
No, I definitely understand that. I feel the same way. We have to drive ourselves to practice, so I feel like, having a van, plus it'll help like bring the team together, like traveling together.
I get them focused in the car, because sometimes people sleep too long and do other stuff.
Yeah, make sure everybody's on time, everybody in the van.
That's what I'm saying.
Certain amount of time. I get that though. I feel like, I'm happy that you guys have a team, that the team is a good dynamic.
All right.
And I think you guys will have a good future. And getting new players, it's always going to be a challenge, but I feel like they will see the team that you guys have and see that it's going to improve.
All right.
And as long as you guys keep that good team dynamic, I feel like that's what really gets people to stick around, or players to stay, is most of the time the environment. When you have a good environment where you're surrounded by teammates that want to improve, want to win championships, it's just good. It makes you want to show up to practice.
It's like contagious almost.
Yeah. And at practice, how often do you guys practice?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, okay. 5
to 7, pretty much. That's like the schedule. Yeah.
Okay. And then what happens if somebody doesn't show up to practice?
Normally it's conditioning, but all we ask is that they like let us know. Like they don't just not show up and not say nothing. Like try to actually talk to us and like let us know if it's like homework or like work, because we know people have outside lives, but like not saying something isn't cool. But yeah, most of the time like conditioning or like playtime or whatever. And then other than that, they just like see how like not coming like affects like their play and stuff, because like the stuff they should have knew and it just happens.
Yeah, I understand that for sure. And moving forward with the future of rugby, what do you visualize it looking as, like ideally? Because it's only your first year, so you have time.
Future, I just hope the future is bright, really. More people, more funds, more fans at the games, just both sides having fun, enjoying the game, really. By coach, hopefully.
It would be nice to have support and hopefully get you guys more home games.
Yeah, we was looking at that. We might be able to have a HBCU Classic maybe nearby next year.
That would be nice to have. Does TSU have a rugby team? Do you guys play them or?
I don't remember if they have one. I know Morehouse has one. Howard has one. Yeah, there's some other people, but yeah, sometimes, yeah, it's confusing sometimes. They might have numbers or they don't have numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully, like, I feel like it would be nice to, you guys should get the same experience as other intramural sports and
Right.
have students come out and celebrate your guys' games just like they do with basketball and all the other sports that do have facilities here on campus. So hopefully that will happen soon. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that because do you feel like having people watch you play like makes you perform better?
Me, it don't matter who's there. It can be empty, it can be full. But like the other people, like they, since like they're most of them are newer, they'll definitely like probably tap in a little more like this audience because like it's more people watching.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like their family or like friends or people from the school. They know they gotta do something.
Yeah, no, I definitely like to show out when there's people watching for sure. Like, show them what I can do. Why not? Why not? And then, you know, everybody's recording all the time, too. So it'd be kind of cool to, like, hey, you get that?
Yeah.
But that will be fun. When you guys travel, does other teams normally have people? Like, is there normally a crowd?
Oh, yeah, sorta. Because they have, like, their friends and family and stuff. Most of the time it's like decent, like most of it's just friends and family, so there's a decent amount of people there.
That's good. And then thinking of championships, what is the highest championship there is for you?
There's a good amount because like there's a national 15s championship and all that, and then there's like championships for sevens, like there's trophies you can win for tournaments and all that, so it really depends. Like there's a lot of opportunities to win like some type of trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good though. Well, I hope your guys' team brings home a lot of trophies in these upcoming years. And thank you for coming on. So thank you guys all for watching. That is all we have today with Intramural Rugby with our captain, Jalen Lewis. And thank you guys all. And I am Iman Abraham, and this is Coach's Corner. Thank you.